Well, the latest shakeup caps not only a rough week, but really 6 months that has seen some turbulent times and no major legislative victories for President Trump. Let's bring in Elliss Henican. He is the author and columnist for the Metro papers who writes the Trump's America column. Good to see you. Great to have you on the program.
Hey, Lynda, good to see you.
Firstly, in his former reality TV life, Donald Trump used to use that catch cry, "You're fired," all the time. And now it seems in his first 6 months in office, he is using it time and time again. He's lost his chief of staff, his press secretary, ethics chief, communications director, national security advisor, acting attorney general, the FBI director. The list goes on. And there seems to be more in the firing line. What's going on?
Well, that's right. Although be cautious about one thing. In many of those cases, I would put it that he pressured them to quit. And we've seen that acted out right now with the attorney general, who the president very much seems to want to have resign and who isn't quitting. And so there's some question of whether Donald really pulls the trigger or he just urges people to leave on their own.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, the General John Kelly was the Secretary of Homeland Security. He is set to be the new chief of staff. Can his decades of experience in the Marines help him bring some order to the White House?
Well, you know, those around the West Wing are hoping that a little military bearing and a strong sense of command is going to make the difference. I would point out to you, though, that remember all the enthusiasm about having a businessman run the government, how we would bring efficiency and achievement. We would be tired of winning. We'd be winning so much. We may need a little bit of the same skepticism when it comes to a military bearing as the chief of staff. It sounds good on paper, but sometimes politics is a little more complicated than military life.
It's very complicated. Reince Priebus on the way out, of course. Yes. He was the chief of staff. Where did he go wrong?
Well, you know, I think he did a lot of time telling President Trump, you know, you got to behave a little differently from the way that you want to. If you want to get Congress to do things, for instance, maybe a little charm would help. If you keep calling them morons, they may not want to do what you say. Clearly, the president did not want to hear that message, and the folks going out are the ones who were maybe telling him things he didn't want to hear, and the ones coming in are the ones who seem to be more inclined to let Trump be Trump.
You mentioned Jeff Sessions before, President Trump, seemingly urging him to resign. Is it possible that he could move into General John Kelly's former position as the Secretary of Homeland Security? Would that be a move you think President Trump would make?
You know, there's a certain elegance to it, you have to say. Jeff Sessions, the one issue that he seems most animated by is cracking down on Americans' immigration policy, and that's essentially what the Homeland Security Director does. At the moment, Sessions says, hey, I love being Attorney General. I'm not inclined to quit, but yeah, maybe there's some kind of deal to be made there. It's an intriguing possibility, I would say.
And just finally, what do you make of Anthony Scaramucci's first week as communications director? Not even a week. There's certainly been a lot of fireworks.
That is true. Listen, I live in New York, so foul language does not necessarily offend me. But, man, he came in with guns blazing, didn't he? He's attacked pretty much everyone around him. He's going on a crusade against leakers. It was not a very gentle arrival, let me put it like that.
We'll see how this plays out over the coming weeks and months. Elliss Henican, good to have you with us. Thank you.
Hey, fun seeing you, Lynda.